Come on in, Megan.
Hello, good morning. Welcome.
Jeez.
Thank you.
Megan, first of all, thank you. Thank you for coming. You were born here in the U.S., but you moved to the Philippines
Yes.
at a young age.
Yes, we moved to the Philippines when I was around 10, and I was born in Virginia. So I went there from like my elementary days.
You know, I always ask Ginger, in the days leading up to these weather events, as meteorologists, they see these things forming, and you see what may be headed that way. In those last days and hours for you, as you saw what was heading towards the Philippines, what was it like to actually watch?
Well, I mean, you don't really know till it's there. I mean, obviously we don't, a lot of people don't really know what a storm surge is, that the water will just come in and just, it could wipe out the area. And with the houses that they have, it's usually like nipa huts. It's made out of, you know, materials that aren't as sturdy as you would think.
They're very vulnerable.
Yes, and aside from the storm surge, we also had winds that could be as strong as a tornado.
Yes.
So you have these two elements that come in together, and it just wipes out an area. Nobody had any idea that it would bring this much damage to the area.
3 times the force of Hurricane Katrina, the winds.
And it's something that it's not like this is the first time.
Exactly.
And
I
so
think
it's something
people,
you deal with often.
Yeah, I think some people may have underestimated it. Like, even like some of us were like, oh, maybe, you know, it's just...
We've seen a storm
seen a storm before, you know, it's past us. But never did we imagine that it would be as terrorizing as this.
We said it's that time of year. I mean, how do people help? Because when I start reporting on this, that's the first thing people ask. Because people are good in nature, most folks, I think. But what would be the best help? We can know from you, and that would be greater than us just searching online, I think.
Well, you know, for like, I mean, a lot of students obviously want to help, and you know, you think that, oh, maybe $1 will be too little or $5 will be too little, but actually $5 can give a whole family water, rice, supplies for a good period of time, and that is a lot. That means a lot to them. And they can easily just go to the website of Red Cross Philippines, that's redcross.org.ph, and they can see the details there on how they can donate themselves. You know, it's simple things like that that actually go a long way.
You obviously had this thrust upon you as a spokesperson. You can use your considerable exposure for the power of good. What is it like for you personally to be able to do this and to travel to places like Haiti? I know where you actually narrowly avoided a building collapse there. What is it like for you? How rewarding personally for you?
Well, in regards to Haiti, we actually fell through the platform around 10 feet. You can see the footage here is right before we were about to fall through that. And, you know, we were there for the orphanage. And same with the orphanage, you know, it's not as sturdy. It's not something that, you know, would hold people in place. So we actually fell through with 20 kids. We're the organizers of Miss World. And 2 people got... they had to have surgery because of that. And, you know, it makes you realize that in a snap, anything could happen. Same with the Philippines. You know, in a snap, the water was just rising, and then people suddenly didn't know how to get out of their houses. They didn't know whether to go out or to, you know, go to their roofs or go find some other shelter. You know, it makes you realize that things can happen in just a second. But what can we do? I mean, it's just to help out when things like this happen.
Well, we appreciate you coming by, and
Thank
it is
you.
certainly, there's work just beginning, obviously, and will continue for a long, long time. Thank you, Megan. Thank you so much for being here today. Again, we want to tell you to find out more about the Miss World organization's Beauty with a Purpose charity, and of course to help the relief efforts suffered in the typhoon. You can head to MissWorld.com. You can also help out, again, redcross.org/PH. Again, Megan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Lindsay.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thanks.
Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you, lovely studio audience. We do appreciate it. Meatballs and monkey bread for all.
Monkey bread time.